Hey beautiful people, I am Sintaiki, but you can call me Tai, and welcome to another episode of A Conversation with Tai. Today we're going to be speaking about one of the things that I love the most, and that is acting, of course. So I got 4 actresses that I've worked with so many times here in Trinidad and Tobago. I'm excited to hear the stories. I hope you're excited too. I got the tea. Let's get into it. A conversation with Ty. So hey again everybody, welcome. These 4 fabulous actresses. I'm going to start with the names. This is Siobhan.
Hi.
You may know her as little bits. This is Ariana.
Hi.
I call her Ari. This is Renee, Ren. And this is Chanel, who is also representing Sandy Grandy for Miss Woodland, guys. So support Shani Manny. So we're going to get into some actors talk. I am super excited. This is the actress edition, as I said before. So we're just going to begin. So ladies, why acting? I want to hear from everybody.
Why not?
Correct. All right. Anybody can say.
I would say purpose. I think if you know your purpose and you think that this lends to you, accomplishing your purpose, what you're here for. What is life? Why are you here? I think if you could see how it works in your purpose, how you as an actor contribute to the world and those elements around you, I think you could, as Siobhan said, why not acting? I mean, everybody should be an actor in some way or the other. Whether it's making money from it, performing professionally, whether it's just doing things for church or, some community group. At some point in life, you should be an actor.
Okay.
All the world's a stage.
All right.
Yeah.
We are the actors.
And we are the actors.
And we are the
Yes.
Everybody loves to be entertained as well. There's nobody you'll
Mhm.
ever meet that says, I've not watched a television show or they remember some kind of movie or something from their past that stuck with them. It's a lesson learning thing as well now. And as the actor, as the vessel, you have the ability to give off this energy to people. You receive it as well because you can't give without receiving.
Yeah.
So you're receiving this energy and you're giving it back to the people. And whether or not you intend it, something sticks with somebody.
But
Yeah, so
like even so, I mean, when we were our happiest days, right? It was our childhood. And in our childhood we were doing all this role playing, whoever was playing, house and whatever. You're playing with your cousins and those things stick with you. Those experiences stick with you.
And I think the cool thing also as well is that people are able to see themselves on the stage.
and in that case, you learn from other characters.
Mhm.
Because sometimes you may not have been in a situation yourself, but let's say you played a character or been involved in a play or a show with a certain character.
Right.
And then you meet a person like that
Like
in
that.
your life.
Yeah.
2 years down the line, you know already. You feel like you already know this person.
And you know what I love somebody say, like I hear people say at times, hey, that remind me of so and so from by me.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's so relatable,
Yeah.
for people. People could connect with it.
But also the beautiful thing about it is people think acting is pretending, like you're being untruthful, like you're not, but the thing is acting is telling the truth. It's just that you
my
giving
God.
someone
I love
else's
that you say
truth that I mean you may not have experienced, as Chanel said. It's not something you have experienced yourself, but by projecting that or your version of that or understanding that person going through that experience as that character, it makes you more of a human. You understand people.
So, everybody here clearly loves acting, right?
Yeah.
But what did your family have to say about you pursuing acting as a career here in Trinidad and Tobago, where most people say it's not a sustainable career? You cannot get money when you're an actor in Trinidad and Tobago. People have said that, right? So, what did your family say? Because at least, 3 of you studied acting or theatre at university, right? So, your family deal with that.
They wasn't too pleased about it at first. They actually, I had to do a second major to make up for the fact that I was doing theatre. So I had to do, my undergrad is geography and theatre as a result of that. So I needed to have a backup plan, but I also wanted to do what I love now. And obviously, like halfway through my degree, I was like, geography is. I I still end up with an undergrad in geography, a BA in geography, University of the West Indies. But moving forward in my career, I was like, no, this is what I love. And if it is you really love something and you believe in the craft, and you attract like-minded people. So work automatically comes to you. So, and it is a young industry, but I mean, my family is completely 100% on board with me, because they realize I'm serious enough to pursue it. So, and I'm getting what I want out of it, so they can back me.
I think your attitude towards what you want to do in the industry makes it easier for your family to accept when you want to pursue a career in it. Because if you just want to, I want to do a commercial, or I feel like I want to be on TV, that's not good enough reason. If you know you could really showcase your talent, or they see that you're really putting an effort to make something of yourself, whatever way you choose to do that, I think it's easier for them to support you. But in my case, it was support one time. 100%, 100% full on. They pay to come every show 2 and 3 times, and I really appreciate it, because it's not something that you see all the time. A lot of people take the approach of this will make no money and the other. And I originally went into UTT thinking I wanted to be an interior designer, and I thought, well, that not gonna make no money here, because everybody go paint their wall, put up a curtain, and I will get no work. But I said, I could build stage, like a setting on a stage. So I thought, okay, let me go into the program and whatnot. I auditioned through acting because I liked acting, and I just kind of never did a design course in the school. So I mean, that you just kind of fall into it. But I mean, and it goes back to my thing with purpose. I've always wanted to entertain and make people laugh, and like I just enjoyed what I do for people when I do that. So I think you fall into purpose when you have a certain attitude towards your work. You choose a career. Because I had a friend who came to a show in UTT, and she told me, that's not like a hobby or something. That's not something that's not like a hobby. That's not something your hobbies.
Hobbies are singing, acting, and dancing.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's a career path, people.
Apparently, the only career path there is being a lawyer, or
people don't see it
being a doctor.
I mean, these fields are oversaturated now.
But of
a lot of people now, they're not getting jobs in their fields. They're qualified, but they're not getting jobs in their fields because it's oversaturated. And you have a lot of people out there who want to explore, who want to do something different, but they're confined, by these ideals that we're trying to live up to.
But at the same time, too, people think that you're just supposed to be employed one place, do one job, have one salary. And the thing is, you could do multiple jobs. You could be a nurse and a performer. You could be a technician and a ballet dancer. Like you could set the lights and then go on stage.
You can do anything you want to do. Nobody should tell you what your career path should look like.
But still, that is the beauty of being a millennial. I know people hate on millennials, but the fact is that long ago, you would find that there are a lot of people sticking to a stable job. But now you find that you can explore so many different things. Your life is so much more fulfilling. And I'm not even saying, now you have people who are in a different career and they're jumping on, they're doing acting professionally, you're getting involved. You have doctors acting, So I mean, at the end of the day, why not?
We have a politician who used to act before.
Oh gosh, all over the world.
Somebody set an umbrella with the umbrella. The shade.
Have you ever been typecasted?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody has shown.
Yeah.
Alright, let me hear the quick stories because I really need to know.
Can I go first?
Please.
It is so easy to typecast me as an old Indian woman. I don't know if it's because I have a big nose.
What? Really? That's what you get typecasted as?
So, as you get older, your nose grows.
I don't know. It's kind of like Pinocchio, maybe.
Oh my God.
You don't have a big nose.
You don't think so?
No, it's like if your nose can handle a nose ring, you don't have a big nose.
That's
the equivalent of
That's
your
why
nose is too big or not.
I put the nose ring because I wanted to own my nose.
Okay.
Because when I was in high school, a friend told me, you have a big nose, and I was like, wow, I did not know that before. And then it became a point of insecurity for me for a very long while. But I guess I just was really good at playing them. Old Indian woman.
But do you think typecasting has something to do with like your strengths and weaknesses as opposed to people?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Sometimes yes, maybe, but I really do
because
think
I have never experienced being a street walker, but for some strange reason, I don't have the legs for it either. I am always the hot young thing who wants somebody man. And I personally don't want nobody man. So I would like to know what in my aura, being or spirit says, please let me take somebody's man. Because if I go to the beach and I tan, they still put me to take somebody man. And that is a poem. That is a poem. And it's a poem.
I think though, all kicks aside, I think because you have like a very large personality and like
so I can't just have
like
my
you.
so I can't just have my man, I must have yours too.
but you have the personality of those
Okay.
so-called type of women.
Okay, so what you're saying is that if my that's what I was asking, right? If my strength is personality being loud and like, I think I'm a fairly funny person, don't laugh. But I feel like I'm a fairly funny person and I don't get roles that work on that strength. I get be the pretty young one or be the little hooker or be, and I feel like, is it because you look like you could take somebody man? I don't know.
I think it's a mixture of that and as well just society in general, because for me I'm tall, so I constantly get mother because you're not short enough to be somebody's partner, wife or girlfriend, because everybody in Trinidad apparently short to this actor boy and tall women aren't in relationships.
No, but
I wanted to lead into another story about London now. When we were doing our showcases, so we have an end of year showcase where they bring in like agents and producers, and the entire year my course leader made sure that all the students of color, which was only 2, got equal roles now. So I got to play like queens and lawyers and businesswomen, and I felt great. I was like, as a black person in a white space, I was getting good roles. But then showcase come and they're like, what are your strengths? So to let them know what our unique selling points are. They call it USPs, right? To sell to agents. And I'm like listing, so they're going around the class in a circle, everybody listing what their USP is. Come to me, I start a list, I'm elegant and tall, I sing, I dance, I did this, XYZ. And the guy looked at me and he was like, that doesn't matter, you're black.
Oh my wow.
Wow.
She actually hit me in the sweat.
And I went to the bathroom and cried for like 2 hours.
Well,
but it was like
actually, yes.
No, but I mean that's the reality. That's the reality.
And honestly, I mean that happened to me in London. It is predominantly a white space, but in Trinidad as well, like colorism is a thing.
Oh no,
I don't get to play. Like all the roles I got in theatre, I had to be the battered black woman.
Oh my god.
The abused black wife.
Sounds like a question, right? So we were talking about the relatability of the role that you portray.
Right.
Is it that society has seen women a certain way, and by you trying to be anything that you don't look like, it will somehow push the space where people don't know how to accept it? Because if I want to be the strong CEO, but I look like, is it hard for someone to identify a strong CEO within me and then they can't believe me in that role?
But it also
so then is it that you don't get the role because the casting director does not see women in that, or a woman looking like me in that role? Is that why they will not take a chance on that?
They want it to reflect what society already is, but at the same time it also reflects what we want society to be.
You see, this is the whole thing. We know what we want, and we want the whole dynamic to change. But we have to understand as well that people are there and they just want to make money. And so for them, it's easier, as you say, to go with our selling points. And
but then how does your selling point be battered black woman? Like at what point do you say, what are your strengths? I'm a battered black woman.
Or a slave, like
a slave in
countries in like the UK or the States. That is a black woman. A lot of times you are casted as a slave or a
waitress or a prostitute.
Oh my god.
I feel as if that is still a back in the day thing, because I feel as if now, because you have platforms like Netflix, where getting all these young actresses, you see them playing these major roles. They playing the lawyers.
That's what the industry looking for, but unfortunately, the lead up to that, the process hasn't adapted to suit the product just yet.
Chanel, how is the audition process in London versus here in Trinidad and Tobago?
Off the bat, more organized.
Okay.
So in terms of when you prepare for a role for an audition, you prepare for a role for an audition. When you go in the room, it's not time to think wishy-washy or anything.
Okay.
You go in because you know that there are literally over 100 people that want this spot, and these people are seasoned in the game. Like when you go into a room, no matter if you're gonna get you or not, you're making a connection. It's a business opportunity for you.
Okay.
If you're not getting chosen for that role because you have a mole on the eye, or you should have a mole on your shoulder, if you act good, you'll get the role the next time around because they're looking for you with a mole on the eye. Right?
Okay.
So
auditioning
all
is
feedback
super important.
is super important.
Okay.
So for me, I got the opportunity to audition a lot because I'd gotten signed off the bat off for drama school.
She did that.
So I got the opportunity to audition for Netflix shows. Like, so I met producers who were things in the business.
Things,
Right?
big and dance. All right, nice.
At the same time, like for me, the color, and this is what brought the color of my skin is because I felt more appreciated for being a darker skinned black woman in London in those rooms than I ever did in Trinidad.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yes.
Wow.
And it could be tokenism according to Ari. It could be. I'm not gonna discount that. But at the same time, when I walk into the room, it doesn't feel false. It doesn't feel fake.
A few moments later.
So welcome back, guys, to part 2. The camera, this camera was dead for quite some time, right? How you all feeling? Okay?
We've been
All
sweating.
right?
We've been
sweating for
sweating,
quite
but
some
it was
time.
good.
But
Don't
we
worry.
stayed.
Some juice,
You got
drink
this.
some
Really.
water, but wait.
This is the actor's experience.
Literally the acting experience. That's never happened during the filming before.
All we have to do is just trust
the process.
Yes.
Alright.
Yes.
Alright. So Siobhan, going straight to you. You are the person here that has started acting the latest, right?
Right.
Nice. How do you feel when you first came into the industry with seasoned actors?
How I felt?
Yeah.
That they watched me as a soca artist, and I think a lot of people did. I felt as if like people would be whispering all the time and that kind of thing, like, "Oh, she here? Why is she here?" But I truly believe that I had a really good audition, you know. And the thing about being a part of the National Theatre Arts Company, it wasn't just about acting. Like, you had to be able to sing, you have to be able to act, you have to be able to move. And I went through a 2-day process. Like, our process was different to the latest process that they had in terms of auditions. Like, we had to work in groups, we worked by ourselves and that kind of thing. And I felt as if they saw something in me. So I was thankful about that. And yeah, and you know, I still have insecurities about it, like being around other actors, because I always feel as if they still see me in that light.
Okay.
You know, and sometimes it affects me. But the good thing about it is, in the group that I belong to, the company that I belong to, we tend to kind of have each other's backs.
Okay.
So even if that insecurity is coming on, you know, you still have somebody who would say, "Come, let me show you this." Or give you advice with something, or who's willing to share with you and that kind of thing. And that places you in a comfortable space. But a lot of times, like, I have projects now that I work on, and you know, it is acting based, but they would say, "Well, you need to sing a song." And you laugh, right? And you know what I'm talking about. You need to sing a song, and you need to whine, and you know,
Yeah.
it still happens. So I mean, hopefully I'll be a little more vocal, hint, about it, and say, you know what, I don't always want to be the whiner girl. I don't always want to be the one that's singing, you know what I mean? I always want to be the backyard Miss Melda or Mako, woke up Mako woman, you know, not stereotypes. So yeah.
Have any of you, sir, been upstaged at any time in your career? On obviously the stage. Or maybe even film? No? Okay, well I have plenty
I
stories.
think you just want to tell me
Plenty.
question.
I'm gonna show
I
you.
feel so.
Right?
I feel so.
Yeah.
Alright, so nice. I can start. One
It's such a
specific scenario.
So they get hot in here. We feel the heat.
Warm.
I was in this play and I was playing this this vibrant woman. Right? And there
We
was
were
this
all playing
specific.
Vigrant.
We were all. 3 of us were in
The
this
three of us
play.
were all playing
Right?
Vigrant.
And there was this one scene where some other vagrants came on the scene, right? For burial.
Some male
And
vagrants.
some male vagrants. So there was this one specific actor that did not have lines on that night. And The character, he was a shake a lot, right? But my character had a whole monologue to do. A whole monologue that should not have been interrupted, right? And when the actor realized that the shaking was catching the audience's attention and they were just laughing, they were like out of control laughing. And I tried to say my monologue, and like I'm not getting a chance because the laughing is ridiculous. And I'm looking at the actor on stage and I'm like, yo, well, give me a chance to say my line now. Like, just give me a little minute. You realize that clearly they're laughing at you and I need to say my line. And he is not stopping. So I was just trying to, the only reason I didn't do anything about it was because I was trying to listen to my director's voice when she said, please do not do anything that you have not practiced. Listen, that was the only reason I didn't get him past 6.
But I remember you giving him some looks in between.
After Bet Your Bottom Dollar, you know I spoke about that.
But I mean,
and I say, I will be ready for you if you come again. Trust me, on stage it will not be happening again, darling, so know what you're doing.
But I mean, like, what do you do in a situation like that? Is it that you have to practice? Because I know that theatre folk have this thing where the last night of a show,
they like to be extra.
They like to do things. Like, I remember Chris Smith running on. There's a scene in Choose Your Partner Wisely where he goes off stage one way and he crosses the stage in his underwear backstage of the scene, and we don't know because we're not facing backstage. And I mean, how do you treat with that? Or is that like a practice where artists decide on the last day, you know what?
It depends on the cast and it depends on the type of play.
And now with the same correct.
And I mean, in terms of that,
and also your director
and your producer.
Yeah.
Your producer.
Yeah.
I know I upstage people before in class, and I'm ashamed to she was like, I learned from the experience. I remember one particular production I got fired for that when I was doing Artway at Central Bank with Roll Gibbons, and it was this one. I had a very, very small part.
They had to see you that night. You're damn right. They
and
had
there
to
was one
see you.
scene where my husband is murdered, and they delivered the news stars, and I broke down. I was doing the most. I was like, my husband. I just was like, I wasn't speaking, but crying loud, like heartbroken, and my fellow castmates were having it. They would not have it.
But I would not have.
They must say that. One
But
person
literally,
which
they
is
all
all
looked at me like, should we help her?
First of all, no role is small. There are no small roles. There are only small actors.
which means if you are small enough to think there is a small role, you're a small actor.
Yes. No, but I learned from my mistakes in the past because that was nothing.
No, sometimes you just look really bad, but I have plenty of stories, you know.
Anything about it is that it now becomes like a papi show thing now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And people would not take you seriously. It's like, where are you doing?
No,
And it loses the essence of
No,
the play.
but also, if someone is not doing their job, it is easy for you to do very little and upstage somebody. And I think that if you are doing your job, it is not easy for someone to take what is supposed to be on you off of you.
Because for me, I was like, I'm upstage and I'm in the moment. Like, these are real tears, these are real emotions, and it's like, that's not the point. Acting is not about you. It's about the message, about the bigger picture.
We are so consumed with ourselves as actors on stage, and we don't think about the audience and what they may be feeling at that point in time. And it's really not about us alone. Of course, we are the vessels, but we have to think about you.
But it's a story. It's a painting. You're painting a picture.
Definitely.
You're telling a story. It's not about you. It's not.
Well, okay.
No. It's about your part to play in the story, but it's not about you.
Okay.
But it's not about you.
Okay. Is there any advice that any of you, wish to impart on the younger generation, or which you wish you would have heard yourselves as a young artist growing up? Don't rush.
Yeah, I check this is the part where we speak. I like how we were talking the whole time and now we have nothing to say.
The first thing that comes to mind for me is perseverance. So obviously it's a very a more difficult industry to break into, but trusting that instinct and going for it regardless of what people are saying about you, and becoming more in love and comfortable with yourself, your own skin, because being an actor, you are a vessel, you're a blank canvas, and if you're not comfortable with that canvas, like you're looking at me now, I have my makeup and my wig on, but when I in that space to create, like I could take this off and I could be comfortable now, like it doesn't matter to me, like that is something that I think as a younger child I wish I grasped a bit earlier, because it wasn't until late in my acting career that I felt comfortable rocking my natural hair on stage without makeup, like certain things like that. It sounds a bit shallow, but it is everything, because as an actor you're already wearing a mask and you can't put a mask on top of a mask, you have to bear your soul. And one other thing, I don't want to talk too long, but your body is your instrument as the actor. The musician have their actual physical instrument. The dancer can have, like, the ballerina has her ballet shoes, or I mean it's also their body, but for the actor we don't think about taking care of our voice and our muscles, like your actual body is your instrument. And the more you care for it and routinely care for it, the more you could do. It's insane how much you don't think about that. But if I knew this a bit earlier as well, I would have been focusing on that every single day. Warm-ups, muscle exercises, just exercising you. Yeah.
Very true. Beautiful. Love you to hear much more after that.
I would say though, what I enjoy, or at least what I wish I knew that, I wish someone told me, was don't be afraid to feel. Understand, as you said, understand your body, understand your vessel, understand this craft, but as a human, don't be afraid to feel. I mean, a lot of people, they think they come into this industry and they're so quick to be these other characters and get into these things and play these roles, but if you're not stopping to feel, I mean, are you really getting the essence of what each role or each character or each experience is going to teach you? So, take your moments to feel, understand what level you're at, and connect with yourself, and allow emotions to transform you, whether just in a role or as a person, or just allow experiences to mold you into the person that you're going to become, because you're not shying away from what it's trying to teach you.
I would also, to add to this, I think it's so important to listen. Listen to your director. The thing that worked best for me as a new actress coming in was the fact that I listened and I took direction. And it's something that I've always gotten compliments about, because we have a lot of actors that don't like to take direction. And that is a big problem in theater, a big problem. So learn to take direction.
And lastly, I remember now starting off at UTC, this was before we started our degree, because we were the first ones, and we were doing performances before. And one of the first performances we did, I remember feeling like, can I really do this? And Belinda Barnes, she just said, Ariana, just breathe. And I think that is
breath.
Breath.
Important.
Listen.
Because we forget everything.
Breath is everything. Like, I learned to understand that very, very late in my career. That really helped me to see myself through my craft in a very different way. Very different.
And hey, the thing is, trust the process.
Trust the process.
If you're worrying about things too much, and I think I heard this quote. It said, if you worry, you give yourself a chance to deal with something twice. Because your preconceived notions of something, and then you have to deal with the situation when it arises. So I mean, if you are not worrying, you give yourself the opportunity to experience whatever's going to be, without trying to figure out how it's going to work itself out.
And I know sometimes people tell us not to be nervous, as you're saying, which I totally agree with. But I would also add to that sometimes it's okay to feel intimidated, to feel butterflies, because I really truly believe that
adrenaline.
That helps.
No, it really does.
It really helps. Sometimes you're able to give your best performance because of that, right? I was super intimidated because I never really did theater until I got to university, I would say. I mean, I've always been a performer, sang or been in music since ever, right? But as an actor, coming into the space with a lot of persons who clearly had done acting for quite some time, I was like, you could do this, girl? Can you do this? But I know me, and I'm very, very strong-willed. And I believe if you're passionate about something, do not let anybody tell you differently. Right?
I want to add, I just want to say, support each other. I remember the first time I met Santaiki, and I was doing Clytemnestra from Agamemnon, and it was a workshop. I don't know if you remember, I think it was a German lady.
Wow.
Oh my god, that's the first time I met you.
That is the first time we met each other.
Whoa, okay.
Right, and I did this long ass monologue again, and Santaiki came up to me and she said, "You're really good."
Oh my god,
And
I
I did not know who she was. I was UTT, she was UE. There was always that, you know. And she was so nice, and I was like, really? And she was like, yeah. And it gave me that confidence, like, okay. It was very reassuring. And then years later, I'm working with Santaiki in Two Choices. She's playing Queenie, and I'm her lesbian lover. Anyway, but I definitely think Santaiki that gave a grounding for our relationship because I respected you before. And that support. Just saying, hey, that was good. You might not know the person. Give that support.
We need to be our sisters' keepers.
Yes.
Like really though. We really need to be our sisters' keepers. And our brothers' keeper.
No, but it's such a small industry that you can't afford. Not that you can't afford, but you should try your best to be as supportive as you can because it only grows if everyone gets better.
Yes,
correct.
Very
It's not how good can I be.
Oh my god.
This industry is not you. It's everybody.
So now think about it, all of these so-called older heads that helped you to get to the stage where you are right now. We have to in turn in our growth turn around to the younger ones and help them. You would be nowhere without them, and they could be nowhere without us.
Yes, and we are here for you. So we really are. So thank you for listening, guys.
Thank you.
Don't give yourself a hug. Thank you for listening to our conversation with Ty. We love you.
Love you.